For many years, individuals have asked us, who assassinated JFK? And we have always refused, since we have been speaking to you for the last 37 years to answer that question. Understand that America does not have clean hands. It has overthrown governments. It tried to assassinate Fidel Castro. It has done many dark and ominously evil things. But that does not mean that other nations have not proceeded to do the same. Now is the time for us to speak to you concerning the assassination of JFK, because it is what you see today. There was and still is foreign meddling in your elections. Governments, just as we mentioned your own doing, try to influence other governments. And Russia has been a major player in this, not for a few years, but literally for decades. It was they who orchestrated and arranged the assassination of John F. Kennedy. And now it is still the Russians who are influencing your elections. Notice we are saying Russians, which is not quite correct. And notice also that we are not saying Vladimir Putin, because he is but one individual in a succession of leaders, just as your president is one individual in a succession of leaders. But the policies of the governments are usually contiguous and congruent, moving from one leader to the next, as the governments themselves are a moving organization that grinds on regardless of the leaders. So, you think, oh my, all of this Russian hacking and all of the interference in the present election is something new, and we tell you it is old. It is old news. Whether you look at the assassination of John Kennedy, or whether you look at the assassination of Robert Kennedy, or whether you look at the attempts to break into voting machines, or whether you look at the seeds of doubt placed and the fake news, yes, that would be a good way to utilize the propaganda that is produced. These have been an ongoing thing. And believe it or not, with all of your security apparatuses, they will continue to be an ongoing thing. And by the way, America is meddling in other nations, sometimes obscurely, sometimes all too transparently, as in the blundered entrance into Iraq. So we would tell you this: yes, you need to secure your nation, But before you start pointing fingers at what other nations are doing to you, remove the beam from your own eye. Before you point at others, remove the evil from your own hearts, your own government programs, and your own ways of operating. For it is the foreign meddling of the United Kingdom and the United States that has done much to create the instability in the Middle East, the instability in South America, and the poverty and instability in Africa. And instead of correcting your errors, you want to simply border yourselves off from the rest of the world and let the world suffer the fate that you have assigned it. Yes, that is what Brexit is all about, and that is what the new Trump doctrine is all about. Just border yourself off and let the world suffer the fate to which you assigned it. We leave you with blessings and with peace. Peace be with you.